Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and today I'm practicing organ for this next Sunday, so I thought that I'd show you some of the techniques that I use when I'm practicing hymns. First of all, I usually start out with just playing through the hymn first to see where things are at and to see what spots I need to work on first of all. So the hymn that I have right here is Christian Worship 346, In You Is Gladness. And I'm just going to play through it to see kind of where things are and if there are any spots that I need to work on. Now, I don't feel like that was too bad for a first run through, but there were a few spots where I was a little weak on the pedaling, and I'll have to figure out some things. There are some gaps in this hymn in the pedal line which are kind of hard for my feet to navigate. And then with this hymn there are a lot of repeated phrases, so that does make practicing easier, but it's the phrases that are not repeated that need a little bit more attention. So one thing that I noticed was the second half of the first phrase. So I think I'm going to go over that a few times just to see what's going wrong there with the pedaling. I have this kind of interesting line in the pedal where I am jumping around a little bit. So I'm gonna do that part again a few times just until it sounds a little more comfortable. That wasn't very good. And if I'm struggling to play something well, I just need to break it into a smaller chunk. So I'm just going to do that last couple of chords over and again. Okay, this goes on the left hand here. Now we'll go back a little further. I'll go back to the beginning of that phrase because it's sounding pretty good. Okay, I think I cleaned up everything there. If there are thirds missing, especially in the chord, that's what's easy to hear. I could tell that in some places I just had an open fifth and I didn't get the third in there, so I knew that was important to get in there. I'm going to do the middle section a few times because that was not quite the same as the beginning and the end. So this is kind of the new material that is a little tougher to work out. that was a little better. I think the part that I'm having trouble with is that there is a section where in the pedal it starts out on a B flat, and then it goes down to an F, a fourth, and then it goes down another fourth to a C. So I think I might adjust that either to drop the B flat down. I'll add some more in the pedal. Or I could I could move the C up. So I'll try that out a couple of times. Now I'll move the B flat down. Actually, that's pretty easy. I think I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, I'm gonna try playing the whole thing again. And another thing I'm thinking about is that my fingers and my feet are landing on the chord at the same time and lifting at the same time. So if I feel like something is a little off, I might have to adjust my fingering, but I'm just thinking about what I need to do to get everything to sound at once. Okay, that wasn't very good. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. One thing that I do sometimes just to make sure my playing is even is playing in rhythms. So this is in 3/4, but I would straighten it out so that it would be long, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Something like that. Or you can also do short, long, short, long. And basically, if you just change where the accent of the different rhythms are, then your fingers get used to landing all together in the same place at the same time, and that can really help. The same thing works if you have any sort of passage work, if you're doing organ music, if you practice playing it in rhythms or putting accent on a different beat in the measure every time, that always helps even things out, or practicing with the metronome. Well, thank you for sharing this little snippet of my practice session with me, and we'll be back next week with more church music tips and organ playing advice.